Welcome to another edition of the stretcher. And you're probably trying to say, holy Jesse, this is a close-up of you. So I hope you enjoy the scenery. I hope you enjoy the presentation of this. And if you want more videos like this, especially to assist with some stretching, then visit my website, www.jesseswear.com. Functified Maniacs worldwide across the globe, Silver Sneaker members, new members, YouTube subscribers, Facebook Live streamers. You might be saying, hey, Jesse, what is the stretcher? Well, the stretcher is exercises that are meant to reset your posture, renew the mind and the body, and then restore functional movements. And those functional movements are to help you age effectively and efficiently throughout life, because as we age, no matter what we do intrinsically we're going to break down. So we want to make sure that extrinsically we work on those areas or those deficits that might be injured from a lifetime of use, a lifetime of grind. So we want to put those muscles or those joints in. So how do we do that? Well, we take part in exercises like this. And today, what we're going to focus on as we get to the part of the stretcher is we're going to work on the cervical region. So the cervical region, if you're not really aware of that, it's your neck region. So we put a lot of stress on the neck. No matter if we're driving and we're driving like this, as you can see, like I'm in my car and I'm just bouncing to some Dr. Dre, right? Or we have our book bags on our shoulders or our purses, or we're at the computer and we're leaned over, or we're text messaging. Throughout life, we overuse those shoulders, and they predominantly are really just meant for strength. They're not meant for endurance, because those shoulders are really small, minute muscles, and that's why they have the tendency to tear, and you have to have those rotators repaired later in life. They're not like your legs, which legs are really big muscles, so that you have lots of endurance, so you can walk 10,000 miles, which they have songs like that. Or you can watch Forrest Gump, which really dates me, but you can watch Forrest Gump run forever because he's running on his legs. Now try doing that on your shoulders. You can't. So that's why we really want to work on trying to stretch this region out of the neck, because it directly has effect on those shoulders and the bounding of those shoulders. So we want to make sure that we work on that posture. And how do we do that? We do exercises again like this with me and Jesse Swear. Now, in order to get to that, like I just said, there's a few things that we need to go over, and that is these 5 right here. So if you have any lightheadedness, pain, dizziness, discomfort, or fatigue, please hit that pause button. Come on back a little bit later from doing these cervical exercises. You can see I got my seatbelt on too, so I'm trying to optimize my time as I'm driving in the central Pennsylvania region. So again, hopefully you enjoy this video, and please like it, please share it, please comment on it. The other thing that I need you to all follow out there, Functified Maniacs worldwide and across the globe, is the fact that we got to go over 5 things in order to make sure that this video is legit. And number 1 is that virtual liability. So you should always consult with your physician before engaging in any physical activity program. By participating in this online exercise with me, you assume all dangers, hazards, risks of such participation. The exercises demonstrated by the instructor on this online class can be demanding. If you're unable to safely perform these exercises, again, please modify them or choose a different set of exercises, or hit the pause button, come back a little later. Number 2, I can't see you. I can't hear you either. So please pay attention to your form and your mechanics. Now, seriously, I'm in my car right now. So at home, you should be in a seat or in the standing position. Now, if you're in your seat, you want to sit up on the edge of the chair. You want to definitely take that seat belt off like I just did right now. You don't have a seat belt. You want to tuck the belly. You want to tuck that tailbone, and you want to sit up nice and tall. You want to lengthen that spine. You want those ears over the shoulders. And if you are in the standing position, you want to make sure you anchor your feet, toes over knees, knees over hips, hips over shoulders. And again, tuck the belly, tuck the tailbone, chest out, shoulders are up, back, and down. And you want to be nice and tall. Again, elongate that spine, ears over shoulders. You want to take those hands in front of you, wiggle those, a little jazz fusion, right? A little shimmy, 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 shake like we always do. Again, you're not going to be able to see that full picture of me doing that as you get activated and get that blood flowing, those muscles energized, and that oxygen pumping throughout, because I am in a seated position in my vehicle. So again, you're gonna have a little more room to move and do all that. So shimmy shake, hands, do that jazz fusion, and then make sure you drop those shoulders and those elbows into the rib cage and just kind of relax those shoulders as we go through this exercise routine for the cervical region right here, that again is going to affect those shoulders. So again, edge of the chair, if you're standing, slight bend in those knees, tuck the belly, tuck the tailbone. Number 3, breathe. Inhalation, exhalation. You want to make sure you inhale and exhale throughout this exercise routine. Number 4, pay attention to that rate of perceived exertion. All right, it's a 1 through 3 scale because we are doing stretching exercises, so we don't want to take it to that 10 scale. So 1 being you're relaxed, you're confident, you're ready to go. You might even be just doing this on the side of the road just like I am right now, which is awesome and great. And please just comment and let me know, hey man, this kind of took some of that stress off the driving today that I had to do, and I'm relieved for that. And then number 2, we get to the fact that you don't want to overextend, you don't want to overexert, you don't want to be out of breath either as you do this. So you want to breathe a little bit more, you want to feel a little bit better as you're doing it, and you want to be able to shift that weight, find that center of gravity, and really try to really extend and get those stretches on that cervical region as we go through them. And I'm going to walk you through each and every one of those as we do a cervical side bend, as we do a cervical rotation, as we do a cervical flexion and extension, and then we do like the cervical grandfather clock, or whatever you want to call it, a little pendulum as well with that neck. And then we get to the other one, or the 3, the rate of perceived exertion, is when you are out of breath. You're feeling discomfort, you're overexerting, you're overextending those stretches, you're not holding them in the static, you're trying to be more dynamic or active with them. So we're going to really focus on static stretching, holding it for about 20 seconds, up to 2 minutes, and then going to the next exercise as well, focusing on unilateral and then bilateral, although you can't really do bilateral because you're doing one side or the other. So it's going to be unilateral exercises of the cervical region. And then you get to that 5, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. You got it. Make sure you hydrate throughout, and then hey, let's get cracking and let's get rolling. And this is my website, www.jesseswear.com. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on YouTube. Let's get those subscribers up as well. So here we go. That first exercise that we're going to do for that cervical region of the neck is we're going to do a flexion. So the first one I want to do is I want to do a cervical flexion. So flexion is you're going to flex your chin into your chest, or into your, for me, would be my sweatshirt. So you're going to be in that nice neutral position, ears over the shoulders, nice and tall. And again, it might not look like I'm that tall in this video because of where I have this camera focused at, but my hands are resting right on my thighs, and I'm just going to be nice and tall. I'm pulling that chin back, and then I'm just going to drop the chin into the chest. And then I'm going to lift up right to that neutral position, and then I'm going to drop down. And then I'm going to lift up. So now if you want to add some breathing with this one, it would be dropping down with a nice inhalation. And a nice exhale on the way up. So a nice inhalation. There you go. You can even close your eyes if you want and work on somatosensory. So now all you're doing is really creating continuity with the chin dropping into the chest with that breathing, with your eyes closed. Nice inhalation here. Which makes you more aware of your surroundings. Last one. So that was cervical flexion. That was trying to get the tension off the neck, flexing forward, hitting that cervical region, that 1 through 8 on those vertebrae. And now we're going to hit the opposite. We're going to extend, so we're going to take the neck back. Now, I don't want you to go too far back where you're feeling discomfort or pain, or you're just closing that esophagus off, although it should open up the esophagus as you go back. But I don't want you to go back too far where you can't breathe or you can't talk appropriately. So again, focus on the breathing, focus on the extension, and we're going to stay in that neutral position, and we're going to go back. So it's going to be like this. So for me, I have a natural headrest that I hit as I go back. So it keeps me from going back too far. So again, don't go back too far. Nice inhalation here. Start closing those eyes. Work on that somatosensory. One more time. And open those eyes. So now I did the flexion and extension, and they were a little more active in nature. There wasn't much of a rest or a pause down in the flexion motion, holding that for a static position. You're just coming back up and coming back down. Same way with the extension. Now as we move to a cervical rotation, and the rotation would look like this as you go to your right or you go to your left, is we're going to hold that more for that static stretch so that you really are able to work on depth perception, peripheral perception, proprioception, spatial awareness, driving, looking over your shoulders, and just trying to take some of that tension off the shoulder and the neck region. So again, sitting on the chair, tuck the belly, tuck the tailbone, get the hydration if you need it, pay attention to that rate of perceived exertion, and again, nice and tall as you take your head and you turn your chin all the way to the right, and you're going to just kind of hold it there with a nice breath and hold it. So you're really stretching the left region out, but you're also looking over your right shoulder so you're able to get a better view. It's going to help you with driving. It's going to help you with seeing things. Again, that peripheral perception, that depth perception, and then you're going to come back to that front. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to repeat it on that left side shortly, but we're going to focus on that right side right now. So you're going to just turn to your right, looking over your shoulder or looking in that direction to the right, and you're going to hold it for that 20-second hold. So again, it's nice normal breathing, it's nice upright posture, and you're just looking straight ahead, or you're looking over the shoulder and you're stretching out the cervical region and the cervical spine and your neck as well with a cervical rotation. And we're going to turn it again, looking over, holding it there, holding it there. Make sure you're breathing. Pay attention to that rate of perceived exertion. No pain, no discomfort, and come back forward. So each time that you do this, you should be able to feel like you're actually looking a little farther in that direction. So again, if you have some neck tightness, you slept wrong in the night, you're having some discomfort with just twisting and turning the neck, having good posture, then this or these are really good exercises for you to add to your daily routine. As we now take it to that left side, and that's that way. All right, we just went to the right, we're going to go to the left. So the same thing, you're going to be in that nice upright position, tuck the belly, tuck the tailbone, and you're going to look over your left shoulder. So as you notice, initially when I first start, I'm not necessarily able to get all the way over my left shoulder because I just did the right. So the right side is nice and loose as I come back. And again, we're going to hold that static stretch. So one way to do it is a nice inhalation right here, a nice inhalation. And then turn and exhale. And then just breathe. And then come back to that front. Nice inhalation here. And then a nice exhalation as you turn. Looking over that shoulder. Getting a little farther each time you do it. And then come back to that front. Nice inhalation here. And you're going to hold it and hold it and hold it. Again, you're trying to hold it for that static stretch, about 20 seconds. As you do that, you get a little farther. You also can close those eyes, work on the somatosensory. And then come forward and open those eyes. So as you do those exercises, not only are you working on the awareness of where you're at in space, but you're also working on getting those extensions, those flexions, and those rotations of the cervical spine, which is helping alleviate and distress you as well. So hopefully you're feeling distressed. As again, I'm in this car in compact area, so hopefully you're not in such a compact area and you're able to do some of these exercises with me. So now we're going to go to that cervical side bend. So that side bend, again, unilaterally going to the right side, is a nice good upright posture. Again, tuck the belly, tuck the tailbone, looking straight on out, and then you're just going to drop your right chin to that right shoulder. So you're not lifting up anything, you're just kind of just bending down and you're just leaning. And you're going to keep your eyes open, you can keep them closed, and you're just stretching. So now you're really stretching the left side of the neck, all right? That carotid artery, you're getting a nice stretch, and you're kind of just holding it there. And then you come back up to the front. Nice deep breath. And then bend again. You're just holding it. Now, one thing you can do again is you can come back up as you're holding it in that static stretch, is you can close your eyes and work on, again, the somatosensory, and that is just getting an idea kind of where you're at, getting that awareness of everything that's going around you, and then listening to all the extra stimuli in that quiet state. You kind of just holding it in that static stretch. And each time you do this, as you come back up to the top, as I walk you through that, nice inhalation. And then bend your ear to that right shoulder. Eyes are still closed. Nice stretch. Hold and hold. And then slowly come back to the front, open those eyes, and we're going to take it to now that left side. So we're going to take that left ear to the left shoulder. And now we're stretching out the right carotid artery. You can keep the eyes open, you can keep them closed. Again, it's entirely how you're feeling right now and where you're at. So if you're at home, you might need to pay attention to your dogs running around. You might need to pay attention to your significant other. If you're in the car, you might be trying to really de-stress like I am right now, walking you through these exercises to assist you so that you can get back out there and not have any road rage. Open those eyes or close them. Nice stretch. Hold it. Hold it. Right side. Back up. Nice inhalation. And then a nice exhalation. Trying to take that left ear to the left shoulder, stretching out the right cervical region, which would be a cervical bend. And then back up. And now I'm going to close my eyes for this last one. And I'm going to try to take in all the noises as I breathe out, where I'm at. Find that peace. Find that contentment. Find that stretch. Find that 20 seconds of static flexion, because that's kind of what you're really doing. You're extending right here, but you're flexing here, and then you're coming back, and you're coming back to that neutral position. And now we want to go to that last one, which I said kind of like that grandfather clock or that pendulum motion, and you're going to be in that nice upright position. You're going to get your chin in a flexion position, and it's going to be a little more active as you just kind of swing your chin back and forth. So as I sit up in my vehicle, my feet are still planted firmly, and I'm going to drop my chin, and then I'm just going to rotate it to the right and to the left, back and forth. So again, I can't really see you at home. Remember, I can't see you, I can't hear you, but you're able to see me. Now if you want to try to take it a little farther, you hold it there, and then you come back to that neutral position. You take it to your left, you kind of hold it there, back to that neutral position, and then you're taking it to the right. Now if you want to look your eyes up at me and do it, you may, as I bring them through each and every time, or you can keep those eyes closed, and you're just picking up that pace. And this becomes a little more active, and it also becomes a little more dynamic. And you don't want to necessarily do this exercise right in the beginning of the cervical movements or forms or formats. You want to do it towards the end as those muscles around the neck and the shoulder region, they're loosened up, and you've been holding them in the static stretch or been active with them before they get a little more dynamic, where you're flowing through the motion back and forth. And because you're doing this a little bit more, I guarantee you, you're going to have a little more depth perception, you're going to have a little more peripheral perception, you're going to have a little more proprioception, and you are going to be more aware and have awareness of the neck and the shoulders and how they interlink and create tension. Remove the tension, come back, take these exercise videos with me on a weekly basis, no matter what they are. There's 6 days a week. You get different formats, you get different forms, and hopefully you've enjoyed this one. And hey, that's it. My time's up because I got to be somewhere else. So, Functified Maniacs worldwide across the globe, may that light always be a light to your feet and a lamp into your path. From this door to that door, from this floor to that asphalt out there in that highway. Go in peace, my friends, and have a great rest of your day.